And we welcome you from Orlando, Florida on day 2 of the 2026 college softball season. It's the Boston Terriers out of the Patriot League taking on the Duke Blue Devils, ranked 19th in the country, making their season debut, getting their first game action right now. And on this beautiful Friday afternoon, a little chilly, but people are anticipating this matchup. And as we welcome you to the broadcast booth, or no schedule, I should say, we got Boston and Maryland. Of course, earlier today, Casey Ricard one-hit shutout. Maryland with an 8-run 7th inning just beat Buffalo 10-3. But now we get set for Duke and Boston with Bakersfield and Buffalo and Duke UCF to follow. We'll give you lineups and cards and storylines. Should be a good one. Boston and Duke when we return here in Orlando. You're watching college softball on ESPN Plus. Lineup offensively, Eric Lopez alongside two-time All-American Alex Powers. Alex, what stands out to you about this Duke offense?
Well, definitely the experience. You got a lot of players that have seen a lot of different experiences here throughout their Duke time, and Amina Vega leading the charge there. She's going to be the on-deck hitter, hitting over 400, a seasoned All-American, somebody that is no doubt a leader for this team. But it's going to be the experience this year, Eric, of Duke and what they can do.
And look who's in the circle, getting the ball for the second time today. Casey Ricard, the 2024 All-American. Delivers the first pitch, takes ball one, and we're underway here in Orlando between Boston and Duke. Duke ranked 19th in the country. The Terriers 2-1. The Blue Devils making their season debut with Deanna Jennings, the captain for the Blue Devils. The senior takes a strike. Big headline here, Casey Ricard coming off a one-hit shutout earlier this morning against Maryland, 13 strikeouts. Her 76th career win at Boston. She's 2-0 already in this tournament, giving up only 3 hits and 20 strikeouts. Your reaction to her getting the ball to start this game from Coach Waters against this Duke fire-powered offense?
I'm a little torn, Eric. I feel like no surprise that Ricard gets the ball just because of how great she is and the kind of career numbers that she's put together and the success that she's had, especially that earlier today. But I'm also surprised because of that. She pitched earlier today, a complete game shutout, 7 innings, went the distance, and that's no small feat there. So being able to sustain that level of intensity and the performance, I'm excited to see how she does.
Still a 2-2 count against Jennings. Up high, 3-2 the count. Count is full to Jennings. Will be followed by the 2-time All-American Amina Vega. And this Duke offense, Duke making its first game of the season here. Payoff pitch from Ricard. Strike 3 looking. Jennings frozen there, and Ricard starts the game with a strikeout.
And great pitch by Ricard. Paints the outside corner a little off the plate there, but in a 2-strike count, one that you've got to foul off and just go to bat for. So great job expanding the zone is Ricard, but this Duke offense is definitely going to have a test right out from the gate.
Amina Vega, the 2-time All-American, arguably the best second baseman in college softball. Gold Glove winner, steps in, takes ball one, 1-0, and what a matchup here. Vega versus Ricard. There's Ricard, who likes to work quick on the 1-0 pitch. It's a strike, it's 1-1 the count. So if you're Duke and you're Marissa Young and Taylor White, who's helps run the offense, Taylor White, what's your approach here against Ricard?
I feel like you just got to stay down and through the ball. Again, she's going to supply the power. You've got to stay short. And you get the big swings there. That's a good pitch to swing it, but coming up and through the ball is going to make it a little bit tough. But Amina Vega, one of the best in the game.
There's Coach White at third base. The assistant coach, former North Carolina Tar Heel standout player. One of the top assistants and associate coaches in the sport, and Ricard is one of the top pitchers in the sport. What a start. She gets the All-American Vega looking. Back-to-back strikeouts for Ricard.
Casey Ricard feeling hot, looking good there again. Goes a little bit on the outside corner, not too much, a little bit wide on that one, more so than Jennings got in the leadoff spot, but Great two-strike pitch, trying to expand the zone a little bit more. And as this Duke offense comes to life, she might have to work off the plate a little bit further than that.
Now the freshman, Gabriella Shattuck, out of New Jersey. She takes a strike. Ricard warmed up prior to this game. So did a couple of our Boston pitchers. As the 0-1 pitch is a ball, 1-1 the count. And Alex, I wonder too if perhaps the thinking from Coach Waters and company, let me start Ricard, see how things go early to give my team a chance. I don't want to fall behind early like I did against UCF yesterday, where the Knights jumped on Boston with 6 in the first.
You might as well see what you're working with, see how Ricard comes out and how much she can sustain. Again, it's about the longevity game. If she's feeling good, I mean, give her the ball. You have to think long-term, but that's part of the management.
It's nothing new for Ricard to pitch twice in a day. In the Patriot League, they play double headers as part of their conference schedule, and she has pitched many a times in 2 games. There was a game even a couple years ago where she pitched a full game that went extra innings and then started the next game in relief. She's done it many a times. Pitched in 42 of Boston's 58 games last year. She delivers the 2-2 pitch that's grounded foul to third base. So Shattuck here with a 2-2 count. Duke, ranked 19th, of course, made it to the College World Series 2 years ago. Got to host a regional again last year, but was knocked off by Georgia in the regional final. Duke just kind of banged up at the end of last year, kind of really hurt their run there as trying to make it back-to-back World Series appearances. 2-2, Ricard thought that one was to strike, was not. Count is full.
You've got to keep a couple things in mind, Eric, as you see Ricard gonna paint that outside corner, and that's the off the plate that I'm talking about. See what kind of discipline these Blue Devil hitters have, but this is the 4th game of the weekend for Boston, so they've got 1 more tomorrow morning, and then they're done and can shut it down.
It's a ground ball to short. Fielded cleanly, throw to first in time. As a nice play defensively there by Kupal, and a 1-2-3 inning for Casey Ricard. We'll see Boston coming to the plate in a moment. Welcome back. Let's take a look at the Terriers lineup. Of course, Brooke DePies. They're all everything player, leading off as normal. Cameron Lyons hitting second with Sophie Niver hitting in the 3 spot. Kylie Doherty, Megan Coyle in the 4-5 spot. They're big run producers. Kara Edwards getting the start at catching with Karen McHugh at DH. Of course, Kayomi and Madeline hitting the bottom of the order. Going against Larissa Jaquez, the junior transfer out of Incarnate Word, making her Blue Devil debut.
And one of the things that Jaquez is really going to add to this pitching staff for Duke is going to be a high swing and miss rate. She's going to try to work down in the zone mostly, spinning the ball east and west as well. So she's got a good drop, a good curve, can mix in an off speed, trying to keep hitters off balance. But I like that Coach brought up the high swing and miss rate is really what caught our eye.
Here's a blooper that's going to drop for a hit to left field. Brooke DePies with a leadoff single. And a good start for the Terriers.
DePies does a great job just muscling this ball out of there. Gets fisted, something shallow left field, gonna fall in over the head of Jones, I'm sorry. Good hustle, good break.
So Brooke DePies now. Now Cameron Lyons at the plate. Takes for a ball.
And how about this Boston team just wasting no time? You've got Ricard doing it in the circle. They're fired up, taking that same kind of energy over to their bats and just trying to go on attack mode.
Well, they're fired up. They know a big one here at Duke. The 1-0. One of the things that was interesting during the last game, I noticed Casey Ricard was talking a lot to Coach Waters, and I wonder, Alex, if the senior maybe talked her coach into getting the ball here, saying, I'm feeling good. Remember Coach Waters said she felt great in the morning? You can see the team feeds off of Casey Ricard.
Well, and I think it's up to Coach to try to channel that, because she did say that Ricard wants the ball every pitch, every game. But again, thinking of the duration of the season, she needs to be feeling good, feeling some of her best come May, trying to play for the postseason.
2-1 pitch is missed low. 3-1 the count to Cameron Lyons, the sophomore, against Jaquez. Of course, for Duke, that's one of the big questions, Alex. You know Cassidy Curd is the ace, but who's the pitchers behind them this year will be one of the big stories. As lines one to left, but right at the defense, Burgess there for the first out here in the bottom of the first.
When I think of Duke, I think of a really scrappy team. As you take a look at the defense there, you got Jennings in center field, Burgess in left, Mathis in right. Amina Vega leads the charge at second base. Tyrena Jones over at short. Baker at third, but she is a good utility player, plays both corners. And then Jayla Stafford over at first base. Kyrie Rodriguez behind the dish. But you look at this Duke team and their experience. This is a team that has a lot of returners that have been to the World Series, so they know what it's like to play on that big stage. They know what it's like to deal with adversity. You look at their last season, the injuries that they had to deal with, the lack of depth due to those injuries. I mean, this is a team that had to figure out different ways to win and trying to take that with them into this year, as well as healthy bodies, as well as more depth on their roster.
0-2 the count to Sophie Niver with a runner at first and one out. Jaquez, of course, coming over from Incarnate Word. She was an all-Southland Conference performer. They've also added Mallory Wheeler, the sophomore, transfer out of Louisiana. So a couple of those transfers, they hope to eat up those innings and complement Cassidy Curd. With the ball and 2 strikes. Here from Jaquez to Niver. Here in the bottom of the first. 1-2 is high, 2-2. Dustin Douglas is your home plate umpire with Brent Harden at first, Robert Gonzalez at third. 2-2. Runner goes, and the throw to second is not in time. And Brooke DePiece with a steal. She had 14 last year, gets a steal here.
And look at the speed on the bases by DePiece. Does a great job getting herself in scoring position here. The head first slide, just getting past Jones, who's covering the steal. I mean, good throw, a bang-bang play for sure, but the speed of DePiece working in her favor.
So DePiece, the first team, 2-time first team all-conference in the Patriot League, is second base. Now in scored position with a 3-2 count to Niver. And that's poked in the base hit into left center field. Waters is gonna send Brooke, and she will score from second base on an RBI hit by Sophie Niver, and Boston has jumped out to an early 1-0 lead.
It's Sophie Niver taking this pitch down in the zone at the knees. Not a bad location, but just enough over the white. She gets her barrel extended, has that opposite field approach, which we know, Eric, works in their favor more often than not. Really good piece of hitting, keeping her hands inside the ball, driving it the other way. Nice little ribby right there.
Well, they decided to move Niver into that 3 spot, and it pays off. And what a start here for the Terriers to take an early 1-0 lead. On the Niver hit, scoring Brooke DePiece, who stole second, singled, and then stole second base, and then scored on the hit. And Coach Waters got to be pleased with the start here for the Terriers, who now have a 1-0 lead to work with early. They took them a minute to get their offense going in the first 2 games, but they're off to a good start here. Now Kylie Doherty, their big power bat. And the first pitch is a ball. 1-0 the count to Doherty. But 1-0 the count to Doherty. With now runner at second. And that's up high for a ball. 2-0 the count to Kylie Doherty, a first-team All-Patriot performer. 13 homers last year, 46 RBIs. Hitting with a runner at second and 1 out. The 2-0 pitch. Doherty hits one to right, but it's hanging, going to foul territory, and a nice over-the-shoulder catch made there. Niver does advance to third on the play. But KK Mathis making a nice catch.
And good job by KK Mathis tracking this one. She is playing a little bit more shallow as you see that pitch. Not a good strike to hit, but taking a hack and kind of flaring it the other way. Good job tracking it down.
And the pitch by Jaquez. Away. Now you got a runner at third. 2 outs. Megan Coyle, the senior, led the team in RBIs with 51 last year. Drove in a run earlier this morning via the walk with the bases loaded. It got Boston the lead against Maryland. Hits one to center, but Jennings under it, one of the best center fielders in the sport, makes the catch to retire the side. But the Terriers get a run on 2 hits and take a 1-0 lead over number 19 Duke through 1. Got our Pooch picks here. We got Millie and Reba.
Look at
Couple
them.
Terriers finally.
Finally we got some Terriers on the broadcast. It was a matter of time. I mean, hopefully these are, I have to look at my X account, but maybe these are a Boston fan. I don't know. Go Terriers, at least from those pups.
It took them, what, 4th game of the season, finally got one in.
Eric was at another loss for words there for a minute.
I
Didn't
really
even
was.
know what to say. He's bamboozled. He also probably didn't know what a Terrier actually looked like. Just kidding.
No, that's actually accurate, actually. That's all of that's true. I am not the lingo when it comes to the dog knowledge there as Ricard ahead 0-2 to Tyrena Jones, the shortstop. Transfer out of Purdue. Kind of a homecoming from Lake Worth, Florida. That's missed high for a ball. 1-2 the count. Jones will be followed by Burgess and Mathis, 4, 5, 6 in the Blue Devil lineup. That is hit foul.
And here's the thing about a team like Duke. You get behind early in the game. That kind of experience that they do have and the leadership is something that you just kind of have to consider, and you can't get ahead of yourself here. If you're Boston, you got to stay grounded because this Duke team knows how to fight. They know how to score and scratch some runs together, push something across, and so this is going to be a complete 7-inning game, and every chance you can get, you got to try to take advantage and keep your foot on the gas. But if I had to guess, I think they're going to fight back.
1-2 is fouled off down to the right side. So the count remains 1-2. Of course, a Duke team that's got 4 transfers, 6 freshmen on this roster. For Marissa Young in her 8th season. Head coach at Duke has built this program literally from scratch. In fact, Duke this decade is the 6th winningest program in college softball. And really the turning point in a lot of ways for this Duke program was on this field in 2020. The 1-2, that's foul back. Duke opened their 2020 season. That was the 2nd year of the program's existence right here at the complex. A lot of the attention was on Clemson, who was in the tournament because that was their debut as a program. First game ever, softball game in the Clemson softball history. So Clemson got a lot of attention as the 1-2 is outside. But Duke had a really strong weekend there, beat Clemson, split with UCF, and really had a good year with 2020. And they have not looked back since then.
Well, for Duke to be on your list of some of the top winningest teams and to be such a new team, I think just talks about the investment of the program from a university level, the athletes that they've tried to bring in, of course, hiring Marissa Young as the leader of all of that. See this pitch by Ricard, beautiful up in the zone. That pitch and rise ball, it's a ball, but it looks so good out of the hand. It's so hard to lay off of. So gonna really test the young hitters to see how much plate discipline they've got.
So Ricard with the strikeout of Jones now faces Burgess, junior out of League City, Texas. Getting her first look here at Casey Ricard. But yeah, the Duke program, very young. Marissa Young came over, was an assistant at North Carolina. Of course, a standout two-way player at Michigan. In fact, she was unnamed to the D1 softball quarter century 25 best two-way players. Maybe one of the more underrated head coaches in the sport, Alex, for what she's done at Duke. They've become a power. They're a World Series contender now. They broke through 2 years ago and they beat Missouri in a dramatic super regional. They've won the ACC title. Trying to win a second one here in 3 years. Won at the tournament 2 years ago at home.
That team was so cool to watch. Talk about gritty, the way they battled and fought. So competitive on the field. And some of the stars then, of course, Cassidy Curd at the time, but then Jayla Wright as well. Jayla Wright was hired on staff for Duke this year, which I think is a really cool full circle moment. Trying to add all her knowledge and experience to this team. You see Jayla right there in the dugout, probably charting pitches.
1-2 pitch. Burgess gets jammed, pops it up. As Brooke comes over from second base to make the play. DPS making the play for the second out here in the second inning. 2 gone. That'll bring up KK Mathis, the senior from Westchester, Ohio.
Now batting number 27, KK Mathis.
The right-handed hitter going against Ricard. First pitch, swing and a miss. And I know it's early, Alex, but Casey Ricard looks pretty good.
Casey Ricard is throwing everything. She's throwing rise balls out of the zone. She's throwing nice change-ups there down in the zone. It's going to be hard to beat when she's throwing both locations with so much command.
0-1 pitch is foul back. It's 0-2.
When you've got legit vertical rise like that, and then you've got something off speed down as a hitter, you're just kind of guessing what pitch is going to come next and then trying to stay committed to the plan, but trying like heck to stay out of 2 strike counts.
0-2 pitch. Did she get it to go? No, they say. No swing. First base umpire Brett Harton in this game with Dustin Douglas at home. Robert Gonzalez at third for this game. Count is 1-2 to Mathis.
Good attempt there, but I think that's a good call too. I don't think she goes around a swing, so good job by the first base umpire.
2 foul back. So 1-2 the count. Casey Ricard, the senior, got a 1-hit shutout win earlier this morning. 1-2 pitch. That's 2-2. Two and 2 the count here. Ricard gets a ground ball foul.
Good battle by Mathis. She's trying to work deep into a count, and that's what you want to do off a pitcher like Ricard, is just see as many pitches as possible.
Well, that's going to be an interesting chess match here. Ricard did throw over 100 pitches in the win against Maryland earlier this morning. As that's fouled off, and I would imagine part of the Blue Devils' game plan is to make Ricard work here, because you don't know how many pitches will Coach Waters let her throw here in a second game in the same day this early in the season. Two and 2 the count.
Got some live action from the dugout.
I'd say so. Fouled it off there. Remains 2 and 2. Look at the Duke players locked in and focused. 2-2 from Ricard to Mathis. It's sliced into right field. It's carrying, but it'll hook foul. But Mathis gave that one a ride. We'll do it again, 2-2.
That's just some of the power that's going to be showcased throughout the season. KK Mathis able to go the other way pretty effortlessly, if you ask me. She lets that ball travel just a little less, maybe. Sometimes it's a little more, that's the message. But she did a good job letting that one get deep, just driving it just foul. A sign of a good, patient, calm hitter.
See Coach Waters talking to her players here. Top of the second. Getting the mood, getting the intensity up.
I mean, they're ready.
The sights and sounds.
They've had their coffee. They got to sleep in a little bit today. I think they're feeling good.
2-2. Frozen. Strike three. Ricard with the strikeout. Gets through the second inning. Boston with a 1-0 lead heading to the bottom of the second. Schedule of today, Friday, right now Duke and Boston underway. Following this game, we'll have Cal State Bakersfield in Buffalo around 4:30-ish, and then prime time at the Plex, UCF and number 19 Duke around 7 o'clock at night. What a start for Cindy Ball Malone's Knights team last night. Run-ruling Boston and run-ruling Bakersfield, scoring 23 runs in the 2-run road wins.
A historic day yesterday for UCF. A lot of numbers that they put up, a lot of things that they haven't done, and some of it over a decade. Just crazy stuff. Love to see them coming out strong. Want to see that kind of momentum carry into today.
Now here in the bottom of the second, Kara Edwards leading off, getting her first start of the week. She's been pinch hitting and come in throughout the week. I say week, I mean it's 2 days old, but seems like they played their fourth game already. Edwards, a sophomore from San Jose, California, transferred from Canisius, where she was an All-MAC rookie team performer a year ago. Fouled it off, and you brought up an interesting point. This is Boston's fourth game. They only have one more game in this tournament, which is tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. against Buffalo. How much of that, I think, went into Coach Waters' decision, had to play a factor in deciding to start Ricard in this game?
I think the majority of that, right? The situation kind of lends to, all right, let's just risk it. She's got one more game to potentially throw today. She doesn't have to throw tomorrow. We can rely on the rest of the staff and do a combined game at that point. And then she's got a week off. So I think that a lot of the situation and the schedule this early in the season has to do with Ricard getting the ball. Got to risk it, right? See what she's made of against some of the best.
Count is full, 3-2 the count. Kara Edwards. The payoff pitch. That's a walk. It's a runner at first with nobody out as Kara Edwards starts off this inning with a walk.
Good at bat by Edwards. Not trying to force anything here. Patience at the plate. Shows a good bit of maturity from only the sophomore. It's something I look for as somebody that loves to watch good hitters go out there and compete, is just quietness at the plate, stillness in their movements, not herky-jerky. When they're quiet, when they're still, you feel like the game is kind of coming to them. They're seeing the ball well. It feels a little bit slower. When the game gets fast, it's hard to control.
Karen McHugh, the sophomore from Virginia, getting the start here at DH, taking the ball. 2-0 the count. McHugh in the DH spot. That's a spot that's up, really up for competition over there at BU. Got Stanley there as an option. On the dirt here now, 3-0. So Jaquez falling behind here to start the home half of the second. Duke, the designated visiting team in this game, whereas Boston is the designated home team. It's a strike. It's 3-1. Of course, Duke will be back here later tonight against UCF. Those two programs have played a lot over this decade. 3-1 pitch. It's a ground ball to second. Vega is there. Flip to second for one. Throw to first. Not in time, but they get the force out. And boy, Amina Vega made that look pretty easy.
Good job here by Vega taking that big hop. The second hop is sometimes a short hop, sometimes a Sunday hop. That one took a funky bounce with the backhanded flip over to second. Good job by Tyrena Jones. Getting the leadoff out.
Kaomi now at the plate. Takes ball one. The 1-0 the count. Boston, the defending Patriot League champions. Will be defending that title with Army, who won the regular season title last year. You got Lehigh, a longtime rival. As the count is 2-0. For Coach Waters, of course, he's made the NCAA tournaments 7 times. Been a perennial NCAA tournament team. Dominated the Patriot League here in this decade since her arrival in the Waters era. And meanwhile, we got a service dog here, Alex, in person.
This was the same dog that was here yesterday, and I'm, like I said, so here for it. She's only a couple rows from us in the press box, and look at how well she's sitting there watching the game, loving some softball. She even looked up at me in the beginning of the game. I think I got a little smile.
Did you?
I think so. A little wink and a little smile. I'll take it.
There it is.
She's being a good girl. Just loving the TV time. Do you blame her? Come on.
Very locked in.
How cute.
Think he's got season tickets? 3-0, it's a walk, ball 4. Meanwhile, Boston with 2 on, 1 out. Boy, this Boston offense much more active here early in the game than we saw even in the first couple of games of this tournament.
I almost feel like it's the epitome, too, of you play a team at the caliber of Duke, you kind of rise to the occasion. But I think if you're Coach Waters, you're also telling your team, hey, we've got to stay at this level all the time because we see our potential. Look who we can hang with. Look what we can do. We need to do this every single day.
Addison Michael's going to pinch run here. Meanwhile, you got Kirby here.
Got more pooches on deck. Kirby with the softball, having some fun in the yard, probably playing some fetch. Hopefully not trying to catch the softball because that would hurt his little snout, but probably chasing some balls down, bringing them back. Let's do it all again.
It's tough to top the earlier game where you had dogs outside the premise.
Dogs in action.
So 2 on, 1 out. The young freshman Kupal, Madeline Kupal here at the plate, takes a ball 1. 1-0 the count.
I saw Coach Young call time to go talk to the pitcher. Probably settle her back down again. This is a lot of new faces on staff from a battery perspective for Duke.
That's low, and Jaquez right now is falling behind the hitters.
How to find the strike zone.
Yep. It's falling behind here a little bit. Got her in trouble in the first inning, gave up the run. 2-0 pitch is in there, a strike. You cover the ACC, obviously, ACC Network with our good friend Brittany McKinney. Talk about the question marks with the Duke pitching staff going into the season based on what they lost in graduation, and certainly Cassidy Curd, the ace, wasn't 100% at the end of last year. That's fouled off, and those are some questions that a lot of people are wondering about Duke this season.
Yeah, the question flat out is Duke pitching going to have the depth that they need to go deep in a postseason? And I think that's a big question mark. And right now, you expect Cassidy Curd to be the ace, but she can only hold so much. She's going to be battling for forever, as long as she wants to play, for probably her whole life. Just a long-term injury, and a lot of that and her success is about the management of her health throughout the injury, because it just is going to be there. And I think she's done a lot of growth in the last year to figure out what it is she needs to be her best. But there's going to be a lot of innings that these other pitchers on staff are going to have to pick up.
3 balls, 2 strikes the count. The payoff pitch. That ball is hit to center, but playable. Jennings is there, will make the catch. Well, they think second of it. They're not going to run on Jennings, one of the best arms in the sport in the outfield, making the catch there. 2 gone. Addison Michael took a brief look and like, nah, I'm good. I'm good, thank you.
And not a bad swing right there by Kupal. Just misses. Skied it to center field, but Deanna Jennings has an absolute cannon out there. But I also like that she hit the cutoff. Tyrena Jones doing a good job just lining up to third, because if they were going, I think that ball's going to go all the way through. But I like it. That's what we needed to see in the earlier game, Eric, was hitting the cuts. Yep, hitting the cuts. Having good throws, taking care of the softball.
Brooke Diapice now, who singled and scored in the first. Takes a strike, 1-1 the count. There's a lot of questions in the ACC, perhaps arguably, Alex, the most wide open conference race of all the Power 4 conferences, with so many fascinating storylines. We've talked about Duke, Florida State with their young arms. Francic threw a no-hitter against Sanford yesterday, and Dantley, a lot of people think will have a breakout this year, but there's a lot of youth on that Lonnie Alamida's team, especially offensively. You got Virginia Tech, who of course has Emma Lemley graduated. Some questions there with Pete DeMore, although they beat South Carolina in South Carolina yesterday, so a big start for the Hokies. Clemson lost their arms to graduation. They were 60 feet away, literally, from the World Series. They had the winning run in Austin, 60 feet away in extra innings, nearly knocking out Texas. John Rittman and company. You got Stanford. A lot of interesting storylines in the ACC this year, and I think it's created a bit of a, we don't know what direction. Really, you could go 5-6 deep as far as who can win the league.
Well, you like the versatility and the level of difficulty that is now the ACC, and that's a lot of the excitement too. But we talk about Clemson. I think they're going to be another big contender here again this season. They picked up transfer Abby Dunning, who's been phenomenal as well, and she comes over to Clemson. I think she's going to add a lot to that team, and I'm excited to see what she does. She's the transfer from Boston College.
2-2. Brooke hits a high fly ball to right, but playable. As Mathis is there, makes the catch to retire the side. Boston strands a runner. We're through 2 here in Orlando. It's the Terriers with a 1-0 lead over number 19 ranked Duke. Of course, look at the ACC outlook. 5 teams ranked in the preseason, tied for most all time. That's unbelievable. Of course, fresh off a 7-bid year last year. Of course, the Seminoles returned a tremendous talent. And then you got the Blue Devils here, Alex. What jumps out at you from these outlook here?
Well, just the experience that the conference is bringing back. A couple of All-Americans from Florida State, some good leadership with Duke, with Amina Vega, Jada Baker, Amaya Burgess, Deanna Jennings. Again, the list goes on. Every year, it's sad to see the really great talent go, and we saw a lot of that last year amongst a lot of the teams in the conference, but looking really promising nonetheless.
Record-breaking NCAA tournament bids a year ago. Right now, Kyrie Rodriguez leading it off, followed by Stafford and Baker, 7-8-9 against Casey Ricard in the 3rd inning. Team not mentioned there is Virginia, a team I know you like. A lot of people think is a sleeper. They're the host for the ACC tournament this year in Charlottesville.
Yeah, Virginia's been a lot of fun the last couple of years under the leadership of Coach Harden and all the greatness that she's trying to bring in and build that program into. The proven success on the field, I think, speaks for itself, but I also think it's just proven to us that time and time again, it takes a long time to really build a culture and rebuild it. Not many can do what Coach Marissa Young has done in such a short amount of time, and Coach Rittman over at Clemson, the investment into those programs has been elite. Coach Harden doing a great job out in Virginia, trying to build hers. You see that for a lot, Eric. You've seen it here at UCF with Coach Ball Malone and what she's done the last several years. Like, it just takes time.
And the ACC certainly trying to match last year. I said 7. I misspoke. It's 9 bids last year. I'm still getting used to the West Coast teams.
I know.
Thrown off.
It's okay. Easily forgotten sometimes just because it's like they're really far.
It's a pop-up. Oh, and a catch is made there by Brooke Diapiece. Tremendous two-way player there. Offense and defense. She's showing her range there at second base for the first out.
And great job by Depies, just showcasing her range, doing the late grab up in the air. Athletic, no doubt. Love to see her all over the field.
Depies there, the 2-time first-team All-Patriot League performer. Ranked 44th at the top 100 player list, mid-major best players. There's a fly ball to center as the catch is made as Stafford is retired on a pitch. 2 up, 2 down here in the 3rd inning. Doherty making the catch there at center field. I mentioned 9 bids for the ACC in the tournament last year, a record. Georgia Tech with Eileen Morales making the NCAAs. North Carolina with Megan Smith-Lyon, both alums of those respective schools. Getting to the tournament. Here's a comebacker to Ricard. And she gets a 1-2-3 3rd inning. A quick, fast inning for Ricard and the Terriers. We head to the bottom of the 3rd. Boston still up 1. Fergus.
I have never heard that name for
Never?
a dog or for any animal. Have you? Fergus? Come on. It's adorable, but looks like a very good boy. I'll bet he's watching some softball too, but looks really cozy. He might need a little blanket on him, so.
First pitch, a ground ball. Vega is there to get the ground out. 1 pitch, 1 out as Cameron Lyons is retired. Never heard Fergus?
No, but I will say, I think the rule of thumb is no matter what your dog's name is, they very rarely go and are called by their name. It's a lot of nicknames.
That's what I was going to say. I wonder if it's short for Ferguson.
Maybe.
Just throwing that out there.
Our producer was in my ear saying, I don't know, Fergalicious, Fergie.
Fergie, yeah.
Lots of cute little nicknames you could do.
Sophie Niver, who drove in the run in the 1st inning at the plate. You're in the bottom of the 3rd. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors for Boston. No runs, no hits, no errors for Duke. Against Jaquez. Larissa Jaquez here, the junior. That's foul back. What's been your early impressions of this game here, 2 1/3 innings in?
Well, great pitchers duel back and forth. I mean, limited offensive production. You got Lottie Jaquez trying to lock it in and throw some strikes. But again, great performance by Casey Ricard and really going at these Duke hitters.
Foul ball there, 1-2.
So I'm really impressed by both of these teams and the way they're coming out and competing. Again, this is Duke's first game, so we got to give them a little bit of a break, knock off the rust. This is Boston's 4th game so far, so probably got those early season jitters out of the way.
1-2 pitch, ground ball to second. Mina Vega, the 2-time All-American, Gold Glove Award winner with the ground out, making the play there at second. 2 up, 2 down. For those that have maybe not seen Amina Vega play, describe her, what makes her such a great player, which many in the sport regard her as the best second baseman right now in softball.
Amina's smooth. She makes the routine plays, but she's just smooth and has that suave type of athleticism out at second base. The way she fields, the way she leads and commands the defense. But not only that, I mean, she can really swing the bat. So she's a really good total player. She's super smart as well. Just listening to her talk the game, the way she processes information. It's been a lot of fun to see her grow up in the program.
Kylie Doherty at the plate, 1-1 count.
Coach Taylor Wyke has called this team one of the most self-sufficient teams that she's ever been a part of. Just the way they can kind of manage themselves, a lot of that due to their experience. They know what they need, good game management.
Doherty rips one into left field. Kylie Doherty with a 2-out single here for the Terriers.
Great piece of hitting here. That ball hit so sharp right at the hot corner. The third baseman, Jada Baker, obviously can't come up with it. That would have been a great play if she could, but really good piece of hitting by Doherty, who gets all of that one.
Doherty, a very underrated player, 13 homers. Good approach at the plate. First team all-conference performer. And now you got Coyle at the plate, Megan Coyle. The senior from Herndon, Virginia. You got two teams here with a core of players that know what it takes to win big games, have won championships.
And that's the fun of it. You're seeing experience against experience. And trying to take that information, apply it, continue to get better and grow. Again, I've said it before, but having one great year is one thing, but having repeatable good years, the consistency and the level of talent and intelligence that it takes to get better year after year, that's what's most impressive.
Coyle fouls it off. Like, this game has had that intensity from the opening pitch. And I think once everybody saw that number 77 was getting the ball to start, I think everybody's antennas picked up. And Jaquez trying to match her. Nearly gets the strikeout there, but no swing by Coyle in the count. Ball and 2 strikes.
I think this is the standard. Duke has the target on their back right now, and Boston's got a little bit of a chip on their shoulder.
1-2 pitch. Inside, 2-2. Of course, this is one of 2 tournaments this weekend that could say they have 3 of the 25 winningest programs in college softball. These are 2 of them, Duke and Boston. Duke is the 6th winningest program this decade. Boston's 11th. Coyle that could not hold her swing there and strikes out as Jaquez gets the strikeout. Of course, the 3rd team in this tournament, the host team, UCF, who we'll see later tonight against Duke. We head to the 4th, 1-0 Boston. Give me your thoughts on Larissa Jaquez making her Blue Devil debut. What's she looking like for you there?
You know, she's a little more outside of the zone than usual, but I think she just needs to settle in and keep attacking, trusting her defense to work behind her.
Coach, Casey Ricard is throwing a really good game right now. What kind of adjustments do you want to see from your hitters?
I think their at-bats continue to get better as the game goes on. She's spinning it up pretty well, so we got to get to the top of it and, you know, just stay within the zone.
Coach, I appreciate you talking to us.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Marissa Young, Duke head coach. Always even keel. Cool.
So even keeled.
Right?
Steady Eddie.
Yeah.
Couldn't ask for anybody that's just more consistent with that intense, cool-natured approach.
Coaching in the dugout. She used to be coaching at third base until I think at some point late last year, and then they kind of flipped it. Taylor White now at third base. I think you were talking to Coach Young about that little switch.
Yeah, you got to go with the juju. I mean, nothing is better than the vibes and the juju, and whatever was working, I feel like it was during the ACC tournament, maybe a little bit before that, but the offense like came alive. They ended up like winning a game, and just the hitters were hitting, and they kind of wanted to change things up. So it became, I think, first a joke, and then it actually stuck because we're like, okay, we actually like this. And I like that Coach is in the dugout because her smarts are probably so beneficial for these hitters.
Jennings gets a base hit here to the left side. First base runner, first hit of the ball game for Duke. First hit of the 2026 season belongs to the captain, Jennings.
And great job by Jennings, just keeping it simple. And I like what Coach said. She felt like their at-bats were getting better and better as the innings went on. And I agree. It was a lot of strikeouts in the beginning and kind of just flaring some stuff out of there with their bat, but a lot more commitment from the pitches that they were trying to hit in that 3rd inning. And then, of course, now taking that momentum into the 4th.
Amina Vega now at the plate, swings at the first pitch, hits it to left field, going foul and out of play. Lions gave it a run there, but it went out of play. So you got Jennings at first base after the single. First hit allowed by Casey Ricard. And now the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Ahead of Vega, 0-2.
And Amina Vega, one of the most competitive hitters. I mean, she wants to hit everything. She tries to hunt that one a little bit too far out of the zone, but.
And Vega pops it up. Kupal, the freshman, making the catch towards a little bit shallow left, a couple feet away from the infield, but makes the catch and a huge out to get Vega for the first out here in the inning, here in the fourth inning.
Big swing by Vega, a big out for this Boston defense. And you see the respect that Kupal had walking it in and trying to keep Jennings over at first base. They know that if you throw it and anything happens, for some reason, if it gets by Ricard, Duke is going to break, try to get themselves in scoring position. Very aggressive on the bases, and they do a lot of things just to get people in motion and really challenge the defense. They do the delayed steals and stuff, just all kinds of things they curate out there.
Shattuck, the freshman here at the plate, grounded out in the first. At bat, Ricard with the strike. 1-1 the count. You're in the top of the fourth and a good one. Boston with a 1-0 lead over Duke. Third game of the day of day 2 of the black and gold tournament. That's line. Oh, and a catch is made by DPS. Throws to first. It gets away. Jennings will take second. Perhaps a little overly aggressive there, but a heck of a play by Brooke just to come up with the liner to catch the ball. But Jennings takes second on the errant throw.
Great hit by Shattuck, but good job over at second base by DPS. Just reaches so well. Again, the range. Deanna Jennings did get a little excited. However, that is her game. She's aggressive on the bases. You see just one step too far, I think, is where she got kind of caught up there, but able to get back safely, obviously, in the way the throw helps. But that is her game. She runs the bases aggressive. I already know if that ball had gotten by DPS at second base, Jennings, no doubt in my mind, is first to third. She's possibly pushing home, depending on the outfield. But again, great job by DPS. That saved a big run opportunity for Duke.
It was interesting talking to Coach Young, who made the comment, like, I don't really, and paraphrasing what she said, I really don't understand why Jennings is still under the radar and underrated. She really thinks she's underrated, doesn't get the credit that she deserves. She's a captain, has accomplished a lot, one of the best center fielders in the sport. And Coach Young was interesting to hear to talk her about that. And those examples you just illustrated are an example of what makes her such a great player.
Yeah, I think that she flies under the radar because she does a lot of things well, but it's not the flashy stuff. It's not the home runs. It's not the crazy stuff. She's consistent. She gets on base. She manufactures runs for her team, and she really challenges opposing defenses, whether it's batted balls, whether it's running the bases. She's fantastic in the outfield, but again, it's not flashy, and I feel like the flashy stuff a lot of the time is what catches the eyes of everybody else, the media.
Tyrena Jones delivers base hit to right. They're going to send Jennings. The throw is cut off. It's an RBI single by Tyrena Jones. The grad senior from Lake Worth, Florida, ties the game up at 1.
Great piece of hitting. This pitch well off the plate, but look at the coverage there by Tyrena Jones. Just doesn't try to do too much, keeps it simple, drives it the other way, a little single action, but no doubt that Deanna Jennings is going to come around to score. I mean, her speed is elite. The jump off the bat with 2 outs, there's no doubt in her mind. It barely even got to the cutoff over at first base, Eric, before she was sliding into home.
But that's where the air comes back to haunt you, because if you maybe hold on to the ball, it's easier said than done as a competitor, right? If you're Brooke, you're trying to double her off to get it, but she holds on to the ball. I don't know if Jennings scores there from first.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, absolutely. She goes first to third, but yeah.
But nonetheless, it's a 1-1 game. Burgess at the plate. How about the homecoming? Lake Worth, not too far from Orlando. Got some family. It's got a couple of Floridians.
You've got a lot of Florida girls here, yeah.
Basically, pretty much 3/4 of the infield, basically, it seems like, or if not all of them. 1-1 game. There's a pop-up in the infield. And Coyle came all the way from first to make the catch to retire the side. But Duke responds with a run, 2 hits, and ties the game up at 1. We'll hear from Boston head coach Ashley Waters when we return. We're joined now by Boston head coach Ashley Waters. And Coach, take me through the decision of starting Casey Ricard after throwing a 1-hit shutout earlier this morning. I know you're trying to load manage her a little bit, but it's Duke, so I understand it. But take me through the decision and what you've seen from her.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Casey was on fire this morning, but she feels good, right? She wants the ball, so we're going to give her the ball. I feel like our pitchers kind of didn't do what they needed to do yesterday, you know what I mean? So I think to obviously give our team the best shot and to give our, our offense and our defense a good start, we were going to go with her and have people behind her.
Well, it definitely helps when you're efficient in the circle like she is. She kept her pitch count to a minimum as well. But talk about the hitters. They jumped out here early in the very first inning, putting 1 on the board. But what have you liked from them?
Yeah, I mean, I think this umpire is a little bit of a tighter zone, and we have to utilize it. She's throwing balls, so we got to take the free passes when we can and then just do our part to try to get something that we can cut in half. So I like where we're at. We just got to keep playing hard.
All right, who are you giving a shout-out to in this game?
Ooh, all right, I'm going to say hi to my mom and dad and my brother.
Deal.
Thanks, guys.
They just got it. Appreciate you. Coach Waters joining us here.
She's got to get the dog in the last game. Sir Bean.
You may have to ask tomorrow. Who knows?
Oh, I will. I will mention.
Urgency.
She's got one more chance.
Bottom of the 4th, yeah. Austin Lyon will be with you for that game. They'll take on Buffalo. 1-1 ball game here. Kara Edwards to lead it off here for the Terriers. But what did you make of what she had to say about starting Ricard and kind of overall seeing from her offense?
I like it. She's looking for the best opportunity to win right now, and she knows that that's with Ricard getting the ball. And the leadership, the presence that she brings, of course, the actual performance helps and the execution that she has. And her team is feeding off that. And that's the other thing is her team needs that level of confidence from whoever does get the start in the circle. And I think that gives them the momentum to attack.
Pitch here is low, ball 2-2-1 the count. So Kara Edwards will be followed by Karen McHugh and Kayomi Apalit. 6-7-8 to hit for the Terriers. You're in the home half of the 4th. Check sweet, excuse me, swing, and Jaquez will barehand throw to first in time to retire Edwards for the first out here in the home half of the 4th. All right, the excuse me swing.
Gotta hate that sometimes. The excuse me swing is probably right up there at the top of the list of things that I personally hated as a hitter, along with rollover ground balls to the pull side. Oof, still gives me nightmares.
It's a comebacker to Jaquez, who'll throw to first in time. Boy, Jaquez settling in here. Gets 2 quick outs here in the 4th inning.
Good little PFP there by Jaquez. Like a cat out of the circle. Some good pitcher fielding practice, putting it to the test. Duke is another team. They're only in North Carolina, but they've been battle tested with the cold weather lately, not having a lot of time outside on the dirt as well. So definitely happy to be in the sunshine.
Ground ball to short. Jones there, throw to first in time. Nice job by Tarina Jones. And a 1-2-3. Home half of the 4th for Jaquez and the Blue Devils. We're tied at 1 on this Friday afternoon in Orlando. Top of the 5th. 1-1 ball game. Been a good one between the Terriers and the Blue Devils. Casey Ricard. The ball here. It's gone 4 innings, giving up the 1 run. We'll face Layla Lamar. Layla Lamar pinch hitting here for Duke. It swings away the first pitch for the sophomore out of Cary, North Carolina. Of course, a transfer out of Florida, but is also the daughter of Marissa Young.
I love it. All in the family here. I mean, not how it was technically going to play out there for a while. Lamar spent her freshman season in Gainesville at Florida. Great experience, but wanted to come back a little closer to home. Take her talents over to Duke and I think has been a great asset for this team. Her athleticism, the power she can bring in the box. And Coach said it gives her a different perspective just as a player in today's day and age. I think one of the things I liked most when we talked about Layla with Coach was just how much she didn't realize she was missing throughout her time in that first season and how good it is to have her back close.
1-2 pitch. Lamar fouls it back. Talented player. It was funny to hear Coach Young talk about it. Like, I think you asked her, like, how long did it take her? Did she call you mom or did she call you coach?
I had to ask the question.
Right, the practice?
I mean, I know everybody was thinking it.
I think it took, what, a month, she said?
She said it took a couple of weeks. Just
Yeah.
sometimes the accidental, like, got it, mom. And then it was like, oh, coach. Just the funny stuff that not a lot of people at all get to experience, especially at this level. Of course, a lot of our mom and dads are our coaches when we're young, but to be playing at one of the best schools in the country, have your mom be your coach.
Lamar hits a pop-up. The second, Brooke is there, makes the catch, and Layla Lamar retired. Here to start the 5th inning. So 1 up, 1 down.
Now batting number 32, Kyrie Rodriguez.
So Lamar retired as they went to the bench there. Now, Kyrie Rodriguez will hit. Lamar hit in the KK Mathis spot in the 6th spot. It'll be interesting to see if Lamar stays in the game. And she's kind of in that mix there in the battle to get some playing time over there in right field, and even DP for that matter.
I think that's a lot of what opening weekend is about getting opportunities, getting experience at bats, time on the field.
Cal State Bakersfield Buffalo will follow this game 30 minutes after the conclusion of this game. Scheduled for 4:30 Eastern. Might be a little bit after that. Yeah, ish. Good word. Ish. Not sure if we can add that to a graphic, but ish would probably be more accurate. There are the Roadrunners playing their first 1 game today. Played 2 yesterday. Played well against Boston. Dropped to 3-0. Hello, see? Hi, everybody's saying hello. Players always spot the camera sometimes, you know? That was Abby Nagel waving hi. Meanwhile, Rodriguez here going against Ricard. 3-1 the count ahead on Ricard. You're hitting in the 7th spot in the lineup. That ball is hit to left and out of play.
And a lot of it right now, the way this game is playing out, is looking like it's going to come down to one swing, a couple of pitches here. Somebody's got to step up and take advantage of an opportunity on either side of the field, whether it's Duke, whether it's Boston. You got 2 good pitching performances going on. Just trying to string a couple of things together. Walks, hits help. Hit by pitch wouldn't hurt. Might hurt the player, wouldn't hurt the situation.
Swing and a miss, and a strikeout by Ricard. 2 down here in the inning. 4th strikeout for Ricard of the game.
And this is the kind of dominance that we've seen by Casey Ricard all weekend. The command that she has of these pitches, the different quadrants she's able to use. She can locate these pitches anywhere she wants and does so with a lot of effectiveness.
Jayla Stafford, a freshman, taking the strike. Well, Ricard has faced top-notch competition before. Do not be fooled. She's played the South Carolinas, the Oklahomas, you name it, she's seen it. The 0-1 pitch, low for a ball. I had a chance to talk to her after the Maryland game, and she's, you know, as a senior, she admits she's taking it in. Really likes this group. It's a young group, and she understands that, you know, as a senior, you got to lead the way. But she loves the competition and felt the best she's felt going into a season.
She knows she's going to get the ball a lot and kind of rises to the occasion.
1-1 is up high, 2-1. When you're a senior, does it feel different? Did you take it all in? in your senior year?
Yeah, I do. I think you're pretty aware of stuff. Just, it's bittersweet, right? Like, you've worked so hard, everything's coming together. Sometimes it's sad. And instead of counting up the days, you're counting down the days.
The ball hit the center. It's carrying back at the warning track, and the catch is made by Doherty. A heck of a catch by Kylie Doherty, the center fielder today. Big catch there as Stafford hit one to the track there in center field. Take one last look as this gets us to the bottom of the fifth.
Jayla Stafford, big swing there to deep center field, but Kylie Doherty coming up at the warning track. Great job, great range. You see Casey Ricard is fired up. She knows that's a big catch, trying to take that momentum and score a couple of runs.
We got an unquote honorary pooch here, Alex, on Pooch Picks, but it's not a pooch.
That's okay, we'll take it. It's Gizmo, and look at his coloring. I'm loving the half black, half white face. I mean, does it get any cuter than that, Eric? And cats aren't even my thing, but hey, some of them are super cute, super sweet. That one is our producer and director, Lucas's cat, Gizmo, Mr. Gizmo. But hey, you don't have to be a pooch all the time to be featured on our broadcast. You can have anything that's fur, feathers, regular hair if you're a cat. I don't know, whatever. We'll take them all.
Who's staying with the cat while Lucas is producing? Is my question.
Cats are pretty self-sufficient.
I would know. I was a cat person once upon a time.
Oh, gosh, okay. Yeah, I feel like if you're a busy person and you want an animal, a cat's probably your vibe.
Yeah.
Definitely not dogs. I mean, I love dogs, but they're a lot of work.
1-1 pitch. Here in the bottom of the fifth in a 1-1 ball game. Larissa Jaquez, their Blue Devil debut, really pitching a quality game here, matching Ricard pitch for pitch. That ball is muscled into left, but the catch is made by Amia Burgess. One out, and as I expected, Layla Lamar did pinch hit in the top half inning, does stay in the game, and is in right field. Second inning. Oh, second inning. She snuck in there defensively.
She did.
It was a quick inning back then.
It was quick.
First pitch now, we got to the top of the order. What does Boston got to do here offensively against Jaquez here?
Well, I think that they're swinging a little outside of the zone, and that's exactly what Coach Waters started to tell us was, you know, we're trying to force it, we're trying to make it happen, and instead of just allowing Jaquez to throw her stuff and us challenge her in the zone, because we know we can hit strikes. It's hard for us to hit balls, but you take a look at what Brooke Depies did in the first inning, muscled this one out to shallow left field, found herself on base, stole a base, got herself in scoring position very quickly, and then with the clutch, timely hitting there, little single to center field, easily coming around to score, getting themselves on the board in the first. They wasted no time.
The 0-2 to Brooke, low in the dirt, ball one.
Been pretty quiet ever since, Eric. They've strung a couple of hits together, but haven't been able to manufacture much. But I think a lot of that, too, is Lottie Jaquez reining it in and trying to find the strike zone and doing a good job the last couple of innings.
It's a ball 2-2 to count. I like that. Lottie Jaquez, well said. That was well. I like how you said that.
you.
Sounded really good.
Thank you. It's her name.
Well, short. Yeah, short. I didn't know if we had permission to call her Lottie or not, but you.
Coach did, so that's what I have in my notes.
Fair.
Full name is Larissa, but Coach called her Lottie, so I feel like if Coach did it, it's fair game.
Okay.
Also, it sounds pretty cool.
It does. At least when you say it. I don't know about when I say it, but you say it, yeah. 2-2 the count. And that's fouled off. We'll do it again. And certainly if you're Boston, you want to get the offense here going, this would be the part of the lineup to do it with Brooke and Cameron Lyons. Niver, who drove in the run back in the first inning. You got Kylie Doherty. That's outside and it's full. And of course, it'll be interesting how Marissa Young plays this with Jaquez, knowing that you've got another game tonight against the host team, UCF. We would assume, never assume anything, guarantee, but assume that maybe Cassidy Curd gets the ball there. It's a ground ball to third. Baker to throw to first in time to get Brooke out. That's a huge out to get her, keep her off the base pads. 2 gone here in the 5th inning. But that's always interesting strategy from early in the season in these type of tournaments. How many arms do you want to use in one game, knowing you have a game later on today?
It's a lot of the staff management that comes with coaching and trying to figure it out because, yeah, they're not going to play this volume of games probably later in the season, but they are playing the same team over and over and over. So the management of the pitchers looks pretty similar when you're trying to switch it up.
Cameron Lyons at the plate, down in the count 0-1 after that aggressive swing. That's a comebacker to Jaquez. And a throw to first in time. Nice 1-2-3 inning for Lottie Jaquez. Yeah, you say it better than I do. I'll keep it, you'll get the exclusive on that. But she gets us to the 6th, all tied at 1. Friendly reminder, coming up tonight, prime time from the Plex, number 19 Duke and UCF. Around 7 o'clock scheduled start time. We'll have all the coverage right here, as we have all week. Alex Powers literally won't leave her chair from now until Super Bowl Sunday. Except for an occasional restroom break.
Restroom and a sleep break.
Jada Baker to lead off for the Blue Devils, but Duke right now not worried about UCF. They're worried about Casey Ricard and Boston here in a 1-1 game. It's Baker, Jennings, and Vega. 9-1-2 to hit for Duke against Casey Ricard. And a swing and a miss. And Baker's down 0-2 the count. And I think the big question that Duke's trying to figure out, that many have been trying to figure out going in on 4 years now, is how do you solve Casey Ricard?
Well, I think that's still to be determined because not many people have been able to do it, but a good start is just challenging her in the zone and not swinging at balls definitely makes her a little bit easier to hit. When you chase stuff up, down, she's got a good off speed, and when you're all over the place as a hitter, it can make for a really long day.
1-2. Baker fouls it off. Ricard is approaching now. He's got 82 pitches. She threw over 100 earlier today in the one-hit shutout against Maryland.
Well, and you look at this at-bat alone, and Jada Baker is a seasoned veteran, but she's thrown 3 pitches, is in a 1-2 count, and has thrown 0 actual strikes.
There's a foul ball. And part of that is that rise ball that Ricard has. It's hard. Hitters have a hard time.
Absolutely. No, it looks so good out of the hand. It looks like it's going to come in fat. It obviously doesn't, and elevates its way up and out of the zone, but still these hitters getting a piece of it, which helps. They're not swinging and missing through everything. But again, 4 pitches in, not one has been an actual strike.
Well, she tomahawks that one to left, but it's going to stay in the park as Lyons is there to make the catch. And Baker is retired for the first out here in the 6th inning. And that's why hitters like it, that rice ball sometimes. Just think they could hit it out of the park. Here's Jennings, who got Duke's rally going in the 4th.
And Deanna Jennings getting it started here, running the bases aggressively, causing the throwing error, the only error up there on the board right now. Getting herself in scoring position, and then the timely swing by Tyrena Jones, scoring Jennings easily. A couple of back-to-back good hits.
Well, she just followed that up with a hit. 2nd hit of the ball game for Jennings. 3rd hit overall for Duke. And the captain, the senior from Houston, Texas, gets on base.
Let's talk about simplifying. Deanna Jennings driving it right back through the middle, keeping her hands inside the ball, not trying to do too much with it. That's the beauty of the short game, and I say short game. She's still swung the bat, but she's running through the box like a slapper. Their hands are just so quick and compact through the zone. Allows their barrel to get through the ball nicely.
Now Amina Vega swings and misses. 1 on, 1 out here in the top of the 6th for Vega. A Florida homecoming for her. Has a lot of family and friends. And you wonder perhaps some of those swings may be a little adrenaline from being back here in Florida. She swings and hits a 1 to left. Lyons got a late start but makes the catch. Jennings tagging, throw to second, not in time. Jennings, wow. take second there. You called it, Alex.
I mean, this is a routine fly ball to the left fielder, just missed by Amina Vega, but then Deanna Jennings just tagging up, no hesitation. It's like, hey, I'm just chilling. It's a show out here. I'm here for the long haul. You see she's going to make her way back to the bag. Gives it a good look, too. I like how safe she is on the tag, leaving no question or room for doubt.
And Shattuck hits a pop-up in the infield. Kupal, the freshman, the wind is taking it, and it gets Madeline all the way near the circle, but she makes the catch. And a big out and a big inning for Ricard, who sends us to the bottom of the 6th, still all tied at 1. In the pooch picks with a softball in his mouth, or her mouth.
This is adorable. Also, this looks exactly like my dog. It is not my dog, but he or she, Basil, I can't tell, but looks just like her. Definitely either a Labradoodle or a Golden Doodle. Mine's a Golden Doodle and looks just like this, so Basil could be the same, but how cute. Also, the white fur. Love my dog to death, but it's a no from me for now on, because she spends a lot of her time gray, if I'm being honest.
Sophie Niver to lead it off. Heart of the order for the Terriers here at the bottom of the 6th in a 1-1 game. She'll be followed by Doherty and Coyle against Jaquez. Strike 1-1. So that's a no on a what?
On white fur. White fur dogs, especially doodles like that, their fur catches so much dirt. Like I said, my dog spends a lot of her time gray because she lives a very good life with her brothers and loves to play outside, but from here on out, it's a no for me.
There's a liner and a base hit to center field. Sophie Niver with a leadoff single. Second hit of the ball game for Sophie, and the Terriers get the leadoff runner on here in the home half of the 6th.
And great job swinging it by Sophie Niver, getting something started. Good leadoff at bat here. Trying to scratch one across. Good things happen when you get leadoff batters on base.
Coach Waters is going to go to the bench here with a pinch runner. Amy Metz, it looks like, will be the pinch runner, number 34. Yep, Amy Metz, the senior, is going to pinch run. And now Boston has its best power hitter at the plate. Kylie Doherty led them with home runs last year with 13. Steps up to the plate. And there goes the runner. The throw to second is in time. She's out. A bang, bang, and a beautiful throw by Kyrie Rodriguez as she gets the pinch runner out and a big first out in the 6th inning.
Great job by Kyrie Rodriguez coming up, firing over to second base. Tarina Jones covering. Look at it, bang, bang. I mean, she had her beat by a couple of steps. You couldn't write it any up better than that.
You surprised there that she's running there with your cleanup hitter, your power bat at the plate?
I'm not, only because I think you're trying to force stuff right now. You're limited options here. The outs are dwindling, opportunities are dwindling, so you got to make something happen here.
Doherty hits one to deep right field. That ball's gone. See ya. Kylie Doherty, solo home run, gives the Terriers a 2-1 lead over number 19 ranked Duke here in the bottom of the 6th.
Great piece of hitting by Kylie Doherty. Takes this ball to the big part of the park. Look at how she's going to let it travel, go opposite field, well over the right field fence. Right off the bat, the wind is gusting pretty well too. That ball was definitely going to carry, but no doubt about it, she crushes that one.
The first team All-Patriot performer all-region, hit 13 homers, 46 RBIs a year ago, delivers on a home run to right to give the Terriers a 2-1 lead over the Blue Devils here in the bottom of the 6th.
Talk about clutch performances too. I mean, I just sat there and said that I wasn't surprised that you bring a pinch runner in and that they steal, but then you got a big swing like that by Doherty. Definitely want that pinch run steal back. Try to get 2 across the board, but nonetheless, some clutch performance right there from the Terriers.
Coyle now at the plate with 1 out. Outside for a ball, and now the Terriers and Ashley Waters, Her team's got a 1-run lead to work with here at the bottom of the 6th, and you know who will come out to start the 7th inning. That's why that's so significant here. That's low for a ball, 2-2 the count.
2 complete games in 1 day at least on the horizon there for Casey Ricard, but that's impressive in and of itself. There's a lot of pitchers that don't even get a complete game through the entire season, let alone 2 in 1 day.
The slow grounder to short. Jones there, throw to first in time to retire Coyle for the 2nd out here in the bottom of the 6th. Boston with the 2-1 lead on Kylie Doherty, a player that maybe gets under the radar at Boston because of Ricard and other players on the roster, but Diapice. But man, Doherty has been a magnificent player. And what a shot, giving them the lead. There's a one to center. Jennings is there, makes the catch, side retired. But Boston takes the lead on the solo homer by Doherty.
And Kylie Doherty, the difference maker right now for this Boston Terrier team. Look at it coming from the right side, lets the ball travel, hits it the other way, well over the fence. Terriers up on top.
Well, one of the stories of this tournament, Black and Gold tournament, 2 days old, is Casey Ricard, who is locked in for a special senior year.
Casey Ricard is so good this weekend in Florida. She loves the warm weather, and she's just heating up for what's going to be the rest of her season. She's been phenomenal this afternoon against the Blue Devils, holding them only to 3 hits for the day. She's gone 6 complete so far. And not only that, Eric, she went 7 complete earlier, getting the complete game shutout against Maryland, and it only allowed 1 hit then. So that's 13 innings of work, 4 hits total. That's some legit stuff.
She faces Tyrena Jones, will be followed by Amia Burgess, KK Mathis, 4, 5, 6 the hitters. Excuse me, Lamar is the hitter, 6, 4, 5, 6. Against Ricard, what does Duke got to do here to mount a comeback?
All right, now just fight pitch by pitch. And it's going to start with Tyrena Jones getting an opportunity here, just trying to make something happen. And you've got Amaya Burgess after. Again, we just need good quality at bats, not swinging outside of our zones. We started to see some life from this Duke offense. Again, it's only their first game as well, so definitely knocking the rust off, getting those preseason jitters out of here.
2-1 the count. Ricard gets the liner. Jones, is there anything she can't do? That was well hit by Jones, but Ricard with the quick anticipation reflex there catches the ball for the 1st out.
Good job fielding her position. This one coming right back at her. Just reaches up, grabs the glove. And you see the excitement too with both hands going up in the air to celebrate. She knows that's a big one. Duke opportunities right now getting less and less.
Burgess at the plate as the Blue Devils down to their last couple of outs here, trailing against Casey Ricard. Oh, and 1 the count to Burgess.
Maya Burgess is somebody that's been a consistent player for this Blue Devil team, gotten a lot of opportunities ever since she was a freshman. Working her way into the starting lineup consistently, so that experience, the knowledge that she has, trying to fight in these big moments, pressure-filled.
2-1 the count to Burgess. Layla Lamar is on deck for Duke. The 2-1 from Ricard. Wade gets the call in the corner, and it's 2-2. Tense moments here in the top of the 7th. Ricard on the 2-2. That ball is hit to deep right, but it'll go foul. And I'll tell you, you can sense the tension right now in this complex.
I like to see the smiles, though, too, in the dugout. I mean, you got to keep it light, right? Like, it's not that serious. It is serious, but it's not that serious. Got to go out there, play loose, have fun.
Swing and a miss. Strikeout, Ricard records the strikeout, 2 outs. Now an out away from knocking off number 19, Duke.
And this is why Casey Ricard is so good. She spins the rise ball up out of the zone well, but then she can paint corners too. Keeps hitters guessing on what location she's gonna throw. And not only that, she's got a nice changeup to boot too that's down below the knees.
5 strikeouts now for Ricard, and it comes down to Layla Lamar now for the Blue Devils. He takes ball 1, 1-0 the count to Lamar. Boston beat Maryland earlier today, 3-0. They're looking for a second win over a Power 4 school in the same day, but certainly this one will register. The 1-0. The strike, of course, that's nothing new in the Coach Waters era. They usually become giant killers going back to 2018 in Las Cruces, New Mexico, when they knocked off Oklahoma in a regular season tournament in Las Cruces. It seems like every year they take out somebody. The 1-1. In the corner and a strike, and Ricard is a strike away from adding another one here against Duke. One, 2. Up high, Lamar lays off that pitch. 2-2 the count. Welcome back to softball, huh?
Right, good patience, but Casey Ricard has been phenomenal throughout her career at Boston. I mean, taking them to some new heights.
2-2 the count. Got her! Casey Ricard and the Boston Terriers take a bite out of number 19 ranked Duke and knocks him off. 2-1 the final behind a 3-hitter from Casey Ricard, who was magnificent, giving up just the 1 run on 3 hits, 5-6 strikeouts, and gets here Layla Lamar to close it out and pull the upset.
Casey Ricard, brilliant. This Boston team coming through clutch with their bats, scoring when it mattered most, when the pressure was on, a couple of timely hits, but getting it done all the way around. Defense looked pretty solid as well, so things look bright for the Terriers.
77th career win for Casey Ricard, moves her with an 8 away from the all-time record at Boston, but maybe one of her greatest performances of her career to date, shutting down this explosive Duke offense and knocking them off. 2-1 the final. And Boston, Kylie Doherty, the hero, with the home run in the 6th inning. She hugs Ashley Waters and gets the win. We got more softball to come, folks, believe it or not. We got Buffalo and Bakersfield coming up in about 30 minutes. But the final score here from Orlando, Boston knocks off number 19 2-1 for Alex Powers, Lucas Restaurant producing, directing. I'm Eric Lopez. So long from Orlando. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live, archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.